Good morning. Um, I'm not quite what John Campbell said yet. John Campbell, where I'm able to be on the very cutting edge. But there is one thing I can do, and I can use comparisons with public safety agencies to give you an idea what the pandemic's doing, where we're at. A lot of people don't know why I've got guns. If I'm a social, I'm a liberal, why do I own guns? And I don't need guns. This is just about getting masks. What's the big deal? And this is just wash your hands and don't be out in public places and use protection. And that's wise. I have a family member. I won't use his name. A family member that contacted me a couple days ago on the phone with my dad, on the phone with my dad. And he was trying to buy stocks, I guess, because the stocks had went down. And I respect what he's doing. I respect his hustle. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. But it's like he thinks this is going to go away in a couple of months. And I'm trying to explain to him, I think I got through to him that this is an emergency of indefinite duration. This isn't just stocks. You got states running out of gloves. I heard today about a fire department that's lost 10% of the personnel. This is 3 months in, and you've already lost. Really, for a lot of people, this is their first month even hearing about coronavirus, and you've already lost 10% of your department. Do I really have to explain to you what that means if there was a big fire or a big pileup or a big emergency on the road? Do I really have to explain this to you? How this puts us at danger? These are the dangers, guys. You have a public system that has not invested in its public services. And we're seeing now, in an emergency, our folks are not prepared for this. We're not. It's amazing to me they've been at war for 20 years. And they've gotten better at warfare. But they haven't really gotten a lot better at pandemics and stuff like that since SARS. They haven't really gotten any better. So I can read you a few stories here about what I'm looking at. I mean, for one thing, I think Washington State, they're in a state of emergency. They ran out of gloves and masks. I mean, you guys don't realize you got a president telling them to just buy their own stuff. Don't depend on the federal government. Like, this is a disaster beyond measure. That's my fear too. Is that Americans have never had to really worry about pandemics, things like that, because they have people like Obama who really were going to put the money out there. And now you've got Trump, and it's like, ooh, you know what I mean? You don't have strong leadership, so the agencies have to step up. That's what we're watching. This is the test of the local agencies, of the state agencies, of the tribal agencies. All right. New Orleans officials have announced that firefighters and EMS personnel who have come in contact with COVID-19 will no longer be quarantined for 2 weeks in order to avoid staffing shortages. You know what that means? 41 minutes ago. You know what that means? See, it's just like when, I remember, was it the French? It's like in February. They said that they were beyond searching. When you get sick with a pandemic, it's supposed to research your whole history and look at who you met last 2 weeks and all that stuff. When France said they were no longer doing that, that was a big red light for me. We all come to the truth in our own way. I don't think most folks realize what that meant. For me, what that meant was they've thrown their hands up. We can't stop this thing. Okay? Same thing here. They basically we can't do that. And I know that you're going to have some people who say, well, it's not a big disease. It doesn't matter. It's communicable disease. You don't know how it'll affect somebody. You don't want people out there usually who are sick working in the apparatus or working with patients because they can pass it to other people. Yes, like I said, I'm not blaming them. This is just the sign of the times. Let's see. The ones that have been previously put in quarantine have been asked to return to work. Not testing people. So Yeah, we're not testing people. It's interesting because I remember one time America led the way in public health. America led the way in just the way society should be. We have fallen so far since Trump has been in office. I mean, we have just fallen. America's a charity case. We're a charity case. Seattle opens first COVID testing site for first responders. More than 140 DC firefighters quarantined after third positive COVID-19 test. I'm still thinking about that 10%. I'm still sitting up here thinking about that 10% they're talking about. That's quarantine. I think it's in San Jose. And then I was reading. Let me stay on subject. My point I'm trying to make to you guys is that we all are in danger, man. I don't even know what's going on with the police. They're not even talking about. But just those things give you an idea of the unique challenges our public service agencies face during this pandemic. And like I said, for a lot of communities, this is probably like the first 30 days. They're already running out of masks. They're already running out of gloves. They're already telling people who may be diseased, may be sick, return to work. Return to work. You already got that going on, man. People will say, well, isn't that serious? What if it mutates? What if it mutates? It mutated already. So what's going on in Italy and Iran? What if it mutates again? See, you're dealing with a system that's not prepared for this. And so they're having to cut corners. That's what's happening. They're having to cut corners. San Jose outbreak. 80 firefighters have been self-quarantined last few weeks. More than 10% of the department. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. In your first 30 days, you lost 10% of your department. That math don't add up. I'm pretty sure when they prepared, they were like, well, I'm not gonna lose it. They didn't prepare for that many. That's a lot of people. Yeah, it's this is pretty serious, man. Anyway, peace.